Namaskar to the Aayakar Parivar, our taxpayers, tax professionals, and every Indian who joins us today. A happy income tax day to all of you. 24 July of every year is Income Tax Day, as on this day in 1860, income tax was first introduced in India in its present manner. On this Income Tax Day, let us all reflect on and rededicate ourselves to the nation building. The Income Tax Day provides the department an opportunity to reaffirm its commitment and devotion to its vision, mission and values. The objective of the Income Tax Department is to create an accountable and progressive tax administration in the country, and I thank all the members of the Aayakar Parivar today on the 163rd Income Tax Day for contributing their valuable efforts to make this objective into a reality. I congratulate and thank all the taxpayers who have duly paid their taxes and fulfilled their responsibility. Each one of you is a nation builder. The taxpayer has been at the center of the department's reform agenda. Over the years, the department has taken several significant measures to reform itself into a progressive and efficient organization with a taxpayer-centric focus. This approach has reaped rich dividends. In the last financial year 21-22, the department recorded the highest ever direct tax collections in the country at 14.09 lakh crores, which amounted to 52% of the total collections of the Government of India. The department also saw a significant growth in the number of returns filed, which stood at 7.14 crores as on 31st March 2022. Today, as we thank the taxpayers and the Aayakar Parivar for their relentless efforts in making this possible, we also remind ourselves that reforms aimed at easing tax compliance for our taxpayers are a continuous process. Notwithstanding the pandemic, the Income Tax Department has initiated a slew of legislative and administrative measures in the recent past aimed at simplification, rationalization and digitization. I would like to briefly speak about some of these measures. To ensure voluntary compliance, voluntary tax filing, reduce litigation and promote trust-based governance through the Finance Act 2022, the concept of updated return has been introduced. This shall provide the taxpayers the benefit of filing an updated return within 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year on payment of additional tax. The era of pre-filing began in 2021. To make tax compliance more convenient and simple, pre-filled income tax returns have been provided to individual taxpayers. It intends to make filing of returns easier. Initial pre-filled data includes salary income. Scope of information for pre-filling is being expanded to include interest, dividend, etc. Pre-filling, when coupled with new Form 26AS and Annual Information Statement called AIS, is a shot in the arm to the objective of simplification. The new Form 26AS brings together all information of deduction or collection of tax at source, specified financial transaction, payment of taxes, demand and refund, pending and completed proceedings, etc. Simultaneously, AIS provides the taxpayer with a comprehensive view of the information available with the Income Tax Department through different sources pertaining to her. It can be accessed through the portal www.incometax.gov.in. In order to streamline the process of business reorganization in case of corporate assessees, furnishing of return for all previous years with effect from the date of order of such business reorganization by a high court or a tribunal or an adjudicating authority has been facilitated. You would all recall the successful Vivad se Vishwas scheme of 2020. Continuing with the objective of litigation management, Section 158 AB has been introduced through Finance Act 2022. The objective has been to prevent repetitive appeals in cases where a question of law arising is identical to a question of law already raised in its case or in the case of any other taxpayer and is pending before a jurisdictional high court or Supreme Court. Finance Act 2022 also rationalized the two exemption regimes pertaining to charitable institutions and trusts in order to clarify and to ensure their effective monitoring and implementation, and to bring consistency in the provisions of two exemption regimes. We hope that the rationalization is helpful to all taxpayers. Concerted efforts have been taken in the last 8 years in the area of digitization of tax compliance, instant PAN, PAN Aadhaar linking, the new e-filing portal, CPC 2.0, use of artificial intelligence and data analytics in risk management and scrutiny selection have been some of the pioneering steps taken in this respect. In 2020, the Honorable Prime Minister launched the Transparent Taxation Initiative, which introduced the faceless assessment and faceless appeal schemes. Through the use of technology, the faceless schemes have revolutionized direct tax administration with the objective of ensuring transparency, ease of compliance and efficiency in scrutiny and appellate proceedings. The faceless schemes have been implemented across the country. Approximately 2.8 lakh assessments have been finalized through a faceless peer-reviewed method. Faceless penalty orders have been passed in 3,86,000 cases. Friends, you will be glad to know that the entire life cycle from filing of the return of income to their verification, processing, scrutiny, assessment, appeal and final tax payment has now been digitized from end to end. Digitization measures have greatly improved return processing and refund issuance speeds. 22.4% of the returns were processed on the same day and 75% returns were processed within 30 days of their filing during financial year 21-22. During the same financial year, Department issued refunds of around 2.24 lakh crores. Continuing our endeavor to ease taxpayer satisfaction, not only has the Department processed returns in the ongoing financial year in a smooth and quick manner, we have also issued refund over 55,000 crores until now. Several relief measures have been introduced during the last 2 years of the pandemic to provide timely respite to our taxpayers, including extension of deadlines for filing return of income, furnishing of tax audit reports, etc. Additionally, since the COVID-19 pandemic impacted the setting up of new domestic companies and the commencement of manufacturing or production, Finance Act 2022 has extended the date of commencement of manufacturing or production of an article or thing for 15% concessional tax rate to 31st March 2024. The provisions of the Act allowed for deduction of 100% of profits and gains of eligible startup for 3 consecutive years out of 10 years, beginning from the year of incorporation at the option of the assessee. However, due to circumstances of COVID-19 pandemic, there had been delay in setting up of such eligible businesses. So as to lend a supporting hand to these startups, the period of incorporation of the eligible startup has been extended to 31st March 2023. We provided relief in respect of the amount received by a taxpayer for medical treatment of himself or family member from an employer or from any person for treatment of COVID-19. Income tax exemption has also been provided to ex gratia payment received by family members of a person from the employer of such person or from other person on the death of the person on account of COVID-19 during financial year 1920 and subsequent years. Post-pandemic recovery of the economy continued to be a priority area for the department to incentivize purchase of affordable housing. The eligibility period for claim of additional deduction for interest of Rs 1.5 lakh paid for loan taken for purchase of an affordable house was extended to 31st March 2022. To increase the supply of affordable houses, the eligibility period for claiming tax holiday for affordable housing projects was also extended by one more year to 31st March 2022. 100% deduction for donation made to PM CARES Fund has been allowed and PM CARES Fund's income has been exempted. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is being celebrated across the country. The Income Tax Department, which has been both a participant in and a witness of the country's growth and development in the last 75 years, has taken several noteworthy measures during these celebrations. Driven by the theme of Jan Andolan, the department has undertaken several outreach programs since March 21 involving taxpayers, members of the Aayakar Parivar, our stakeholders, tax professionals and members of the public. Two of the salient initiatives were Mulaqat in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh and NER Converses in the northeastern states. Activities like art exhibitions, street art festivals, cultural programs, interactive seminars, cleanliness drives, plantation drives, cyclothons, walkathons and yoga sessions were held across the different regions in the country with the active participation of Principal Chief Commissioners. The Aayakar Parivar would be aware of the Udan initiative of CBDT. This initiative would help to build an institutional mechanism for providing professional and emotional support to direct recruit IRS officers in their first year of posting. The wide professional experience of senior IRS officers posted in the field is the key ingredient in establishing a system of mentoring the new batch joining their first posting. It will go a long way in strengthening the professional relationships within the department. Friends, not only does the department recognize the importance of reaching out to the current taxpayers, we also recognize the need to reach out to the young adults and children of our great country. Aimed at the taxpayers of Amritkal, that is until 2047, for the first time the Income Tax Department launched a series of board games and a 3D puzzle with the objective of developing tax literacy and tax culture amongst children and young adults in the country. A series of digital comic books in collaboration with the world renowned characters of Motu and Patlu were also launched by the department. In addition, two e-coffee table books, Arohan and Pratidhwani, chronicling the evolution of the Income Tax Department and its contribution to the nation, were launched. During the iconic week of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the Honorable Finance Minister inaugurated the games and comic books. We are confident these first steps will be crucial building blocks for the creation of a robust, self-compliant taxpayer base during Amritkal. Ladies and gentlemen, the achievement of the department would not have been possible but for the dedicated and steadfast focus of all our teams across the country. I wish to place on record my appreciation to all who worked tirelessly despite the surge in COVID cases last year. On this Income Tax Day, I once again wish the Aayakar Parivar and congratulate them for their outstanding efforts throughout the year. We in the Income Tax Department are committed to deliver on the key values of integrity, accountability, responsiveness, professionalism, innovation and collaboration. Let us all join hands on this occasion to renew our pledges and reaffirm our promises. Let us all work together towards an Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you. Jai Hind.